The situation of COVID pandemic or SARS-CoV-2 has made us realize one important thing. Even a very small microorganism can create a greater ruckus in the entire world. So this unseen organism can only be identified by a microbiologist. So today in this video, I'm going to talk about the microbiologists who are looking for a job. So certain tips I'll be talking about. The topic is going to be tips for microbiology freshers who are searching for a job. So let's talk about in detail. Hey everyone, this is Caroline Green from Biotechnica. So let's talk about all the tips for microbiology freshers who are searching for a job. The first tip that I'm going to tell you is master or basic. Suppose if you are in your masters in microbiology or bachelor's in microbiology, but you want to end up in a job, then definitely you need to be a master in your basics. So be proficient in your fundamentals and spend a lot of time in your laboratory. Suppose if you are in a college, then you try to be in your laboratory learning techniques. As a microbiology, you need to have a practical training more than your theoretical one. Of course, your theoretical one helps. Added up to your value, you need to have up your practical training also. You spend a lot of time in your laboratory learning how to enumerate bacteria, enumerate microorganisms, aseptic techniques or culturing techniques, or how to identify a microorganism in the sample that's given by the patients. So you can spend a lot of time in the labs by analyzing or identifying the microorganism, and you need to be mastering a basic techniques. It's not important that you have to learn more techniques initially. So learn very basic techniques of identifying microorganisms like staining techniques, culturing techniques, and all this thing. The first important tip for everybody, for microbiologists, is going to be master your basic, whether it's theoretical or your practical. Suppose if I have to talk about a theoretical, without understanding what are the microorganism basics understanding, you cannot even enter into a laboratory and start your practical thing. So master your basic is the first tip number one. The second tip number one is upskill yourself. As a microbiologist, you have to be analyzing microorganisms for a patient, which means you have to accurately identify what is the microorganisms. If you're going to make any mistakes, definitely there's going to be a problem with antibiotics that has to be prescribed or anything. So you need to upskill yourself. How can you upskill yourself? You can actually upskill yourself by doing some certification programs. You can go and get a certification. Suppose if people who might be interested to become a microbiologist, but some might be interested to enter into food science background. So in such cases, you go to a food laboratory and you can work as a microbiologist also. So Institute of Food Science and Technology is providing certification programs for microbiologists so that this will help you to add up to your resume. Or else you can also get a certification from American Society. If you're going to get a certification from American Society, you can actually start your career as a quality control officer, a quality control department you can work. So these are some of the important certificate when you are at the graduation period of time, or when you're studying, or after your graduation. If you want to upskill yourself, then definitely go for certification. The most two important certification I told you, but there are many certifications which are available. The next important thing is be a member of a society. Why I'm telling you, you can become a member of a society. If you become a member of Microbiology Society and the Society for Applied Microbiology, then the networking becomes very easy for you. So the job recruitment will be very easy for you to connect with people. So if you are becoming a member, then getting a job for you becomes very easy. The main motive for us to gain a job or to search for a job and avail a job opportunity. So first thing, understand what else you have to make yourself to become a master in your basic. The second important thing, upskill yourself by learning a certification program or becoming a member of a society. The most important society I've written here, which is Microbiology Society and the Society for Applied Microbiology. The third important thing, definitely a work experience. It doesn't mean like you need to work in a company, then only you can actually get a job. It's not the same case. You can be a fresher. You might have just completed your graduation, but you need to have some skills to show them that you are eligible to work in a laboratory. So for that, you can get a part-time job when you're studying. Get one because it's very easy. If you can go to a medical laboratory, you can go to a hospital, then you can work as a part-time whenever you're free during your graduation time. Suppose if you are MSc in microbiology, definitely you might have a lot of time for you to go and work. So part-time job, you can get it. So this will actually make you understand that how the transition actually happens from a student to your workforce. So this will help you understand how you will manage your time. Also, it will help you understand how accurate your result has to be. If you're going to make mistakes, definitely it's going to create a lot of problems for you. And if you're going to work as a part-time in a laboratory, it's going to have an experience. So it is definitely going to gleam onto your resume. So part-time job is one of the thing that you can take up during your graduation. The next important thing is internship opportunity. You can upskill yourself by going in for certification programs or for going for internship programs. So you can go for DMLT programs, diploma in medical lab technology. You can go and you can start working. Even zoology students does that. So you can go for these things and you can learn about it. And the lab experience is definitely going to be valuable for you. You can seek either undergraduate research positions in any of the laboratories or postgraduate research positions also you can go for. And this can be a college credit for an internship. Suppose if you are in your master's or if you are in your bachelor's. So master's, the first year initially you will be free. After your semester you would be free. During that summer period, you can go into a hospital or into a research laboratory and you can work as an intern. So college credit will also be given for you. And it will help you to connect to people, ability to network yourself. Suppose if you're working in a hospital, you're working in a research laboratory, you know how you work well in the laboratory. So instead of hiring a person who doesn't know how the lab works, they can hire you as an employee later. So that's the main important thing. You work there, sometimes there are probability the same research institute can hire you as an employee also. So this is one of the opportunity to get easily into a job. So snag a job where you intern. Yes, this is what usually happens. If you're going for a laboratory working as an intern, if you're going to do really well in your internship, so they don't want anybody else to hire who doesn't know anything about a laboratory. But instead they hire you because they have taught you, you have learned something. So definitely you can snag a job where you intern. So internship is definitely going to grab you opportunity, but choose wisely where you're going to go in for the internship. So usually internship can be for 6 months, it can be for 2 months. If it's for 2 months, it's definitely going to be a summer training program for you. 6 months can be a research positions for almost some project assistance or something. You can go and work over there. So internship is definitely going to be another important opportunity for all of you. So this work experience doesn't mean that you have to be a worked professionals in any of the laboratories. After your graduation, just upskill yourself, or during your graduation, upskill yourself by either taking a certification, part-time job or an internship. Because as a microbiologist, it's very important that you do practical stuffs more than the theoretical stuffs. And next important thing you have to know is understand the industry you want to work. There are people who want to go for different fields, because microbiology is not only relying on a hospital or to a research institute. There are many fields which are correlated. Suppose, let me take it as an example. If anybody wants to enter into regulatory industries and work there as a pharmaceutical microbiologist, if you want to work there as a pharmaceutical microbiologist, the main important thing is you need to learn good manufacturing practices. GMPs you need to learn. This regulation you need to learn. Without learning this, you cannot imagine that you want to enter into a company and start working as a pharmaceutical microbiologist. That's not going to be possible. So understand which industry you want to go for, and then understand what skill you need to have it. So if you're entering into regulatory industries, definitely you need to have the regulatory practices should be known for you. So this is one example that I'm giving you. So there are a lot of industry which demand certain skill. So accordingly, what is your passion? Choose accordingly and then you can go in for it. The next important thing is think outside the laboratory. What's that? Some people doesn't want to stay in a laboratory for so long, but they want to engage into the same field, but with a little more added advantages. Suppose I'm going to tell you this. There might be some people who want to be in a laboratory and working also, but they want to be in a management field also. So laboratory skills along with the business knowledge. So as a microbiologist, you can start your own laboratory also. Suppose if you're going to know your laboratory skill, how to do it. Along with that, if you're going to have a a business oriented thought process, definitely you can start a laboratory having a collaboration with the government of India. So laboratory skills along with business knowledge is also going to help you out. It's not only you have to work in a laboratory for so long. This is another opportunity for you. So you can be BS or MBA or MSc plus MBA you can do. So this you can get it. Any of your scientific companies you can work in a laboratory knowledge along with a business knowledge, or you can start your own laboratory in collaboration with the government or with the hospitals. So think outside the box. Microbiologist doesn't mean you have to be only in the laboratory. There are opportunity where you can do apart from that also. The next important thing is, yes, you know what the industry demands, you know what to do, everything. But you have to be prepared for the interview. Suppose if you're going as a microbiologist, you have upskilled yourself, you went for an internship, everything is very nice enough in your resume. But you need to know the answers for the question that they usually ask. So try to know the basic question that they usually ask. Of course, they ask about yourself, and then they will be asking you, why are you interested in a microbiology? You need to answer in a way that stands out of the crowd. So make sure you're knowing the answer before going for any of the interview that you're going to attend as a microbiologist. What are your career plans for the next 5 years? This is the most important question. Usually you will hear it from. So you need to know after 5 years what's going to be your path. So just analyze yourself and make a point of it and then go for the interview. Could you tell me a little about yourself is a normal question which usually happens. What makes you an excellent candidate for this position? This is the most important question, I would say, because any interview, they're going to ask this question. They try to see something unique from you. So what makes you an excellent person for this position? Because there might be thousands, there might be 2,000 people, but you need to be standing out of the crowd, showing that you are the exact person for this position. How would you rate your ability to analyze data and information? As a microbiologist, you'll not only be dealing with the laboratory techniques, you also will be writing your data and informations about all the things that you have analyzed in the laboratory. So how well you have the ability to analyze the data and the information, they're going to ask you. If they give you a scale of this much, then you need to know what is it going to be. The next important thing is, why are you interested in working in our company? Yes. Why do you have come to this company to work for? That is an important question. So always be prepared to answer the interview question beforehand. When you're going to start searching for a job itself, you can do these things. So this is the next step. The next step, where I can go and join. This is the next step is you need to know what work you want to do. So you can become a food technologist, definitely a microbiologist can definitely become a food technologist. You can become a microbiologist anywhere in a laboratory, or you can become a diagnostic expert in a diagnostic laboratory also, or you can enter into biosafety department, or definitely going to be a quality control. And a microbiologist can really write well. If you're going to have your communication, your vocabulary skill, you can also become a scientific writer also. The next important thing is patent lawyers. Yes, microbiologists can also become a patent lawyer. So the next important thing, when you start searching for a job, you need to know what are the designation, what are the departments that are available for you to search for the job itself. Without knowing this, you cannot go randomly and type microbiologist and start searching for it. You can even enter into food technology. You can even enter into diagnostics. So understand where you can work for and then start applying for it. The next important thing is take time to develop your CV. That too, a very well developed CV. We'll be coming up with many videos about CV, how you can make it. So you need to highlight soft skills and lab skills. So I'm telling you, not only your lab skill is going to work for you as a microbiologist, you need to have a soft skill, because they're going to analyze you and then they are going to take you apart. If you have both the skills, then definitely they're going to have your candidate as a exact profile for them that they can take it up. So take time to develop your CV, make a perfect CV. Do not be a lengthier CV. Make a short, crisp resume or a CV. The next important thing, demonstrate well-rounded candidate to an employer, a big plus point for you. Suppose if you're going for a company and if the company is going to ask you what makes you stand out of the crowd, then you'll be answering a question, but you need to prove them you're very well versed in your laboratory skills also, you're very well versed in having a soft skill also, you're very well versed in analysis also, and you can manage like a business oriented thought process also. So demonstrate that you are an all-rounder to the employer if you're going to have all the things together, and this is going to be a big plus for you. So this is the next step. Okay, suppose there might be some students who might be thinking, I'm a microbiology fresher, but I want to enter into any of the research. Understand, research is going to be fun. And it's going to be challenging, and sometimes it's going to be frustrating also, because if you're not liking it, you will never be able to do it. So understand the pros and cons if you're going to take your research. So learn to deal with disappointment as well as your success. So learn to do, whether you get a result, yes, good enough. If you're not getting a result, do not be disappointed. Just start doing it, because figuring out 9,000 ways that something doesn't work will help you understand you'll never do the mistake. If there are 10,000 ways that you can find out, you will get to know 9,000 or 9,999 ways what not to do. You'll get to understand. So if you want to enter into a microbiology research, definitely you can go for it. It's a wonderful opportunity, but you need to handle both the things at a time. So research is fun, challenging, and even frustrating for all of you. So you can take up this one. And the next most important thing is look for opportunity not only in a similar area. You can look for opportunity in different areas also. So you can see here, I'll be talking about different opportunities that are available for all the microbiology candidates. So let's talk that also in detail. So the next important tip is going to be look for opportunities in different area. Not only in one area, you can look for many opportunities. So you can look for pharmaceutical industries, biotechnology companies, CROs, universities, laboratories, research industries, food industry, beverage industries, chemical industry, agriculture department, environmental agency. So you have lot of opportunity. So it is not necessary to say that a microbiologist doesn't get a job. You have lot of opportunity in different places. So first we'll talk about pharmaceutical industry. I'm going to list out some pharmaceutical industry. If anybody want to take a screenshot, definitely you can do info. So pharmaceutical industries, Dr. Reddy, Sun Pharma, Novo Nordisk, Lupin, GSK, Johnson, Panacea Biotech, and there are many more. And if you want to join in any of the biotech companies, then you can go for Biocon, Novozymes, and CROs like Icon, Syngene, PPD, and there are many. And you can also join in a university as a microbiologist, or you can work as a professor also. Osmania University, Punjab University, Sardar Patel University, and there are many universities. Few are listed here. And you can work in any of the laboratories, Sigma, Biocare Research, SRL Diagnostics, everywhere. And you can also start working in a laboratory in CSIR laboratories or in IIT or NCCS, NCBS, ICMR. So you can work in most of the research institute. If you see, the notification will usually comes for a microbiologist more often in most of the institute. So if you know most of the institute, you can start applying for this. And the next is food industries. You can go for many food industries and then you can work. And beverage industries like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, all these things you can go for. If you want to enter into chemical industry, there also you have an opportunity. You can go for all this industries, chemical industries. And if you want to go for agriculture department, there are places, industries where you can go and start as a microbiologist. And environmental agencies, Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board, Silica Development Authority, Gujarat Energy Research and Management Institute. These are all central government jobs where you can employ yourself as a microbiologist. So these are not only in one field you can apply to, not only to a pharma company. You can apply to most of the things that I was talking about. So look into this and then start applying smartly. The last important thing is, remember, microbiology is awesome. As you've all felt during a SARS COVID virus which has come, COVID-19 pandemic which has come, we came to know that how a small microorganism is impacting the entire world, which means microbiology is never going to end. So it is new to discover and learn. Of course, every time a microorganism, because they are immortal, they keep multiplying. So new to discover every type of organism, and it's always good to learn many things. So you're going to learn every time in the laboratory that you're going to work for. And we know microorganisms are alive and ever changing and immortal. So the job is always a guaranteed job if you are starting as a microbiologist, and keeps things very interesting. Of course, you will get to know how a microorganism multiplies and what's the problem it's going to create. Everything you can understand. So remember, if you have taken microbiology as a subject or as a degree, then I'm going to tell you it is awesome. So microbiology is awesome. So you have many opportunity. So strategize yourself and understand where you can land up, because I've talked about the complete opportunity and the tips for all the microbiology graduates or who are pursuing microbiology to search for a job. So master yourself, upskill yourself, learn certification, join internships, do a part-time work, and understand what the industry demands and think outside the laboratory. Not only that, and always be prepared to answer the questions beforehand. So you can work as a food technologist and you can work as many of these things, and take time to develop your CV and demonstrate that you're all-rounder to the employer. And of course, if you want to enter research, definitely you can go for it and look for several opportunities in different areas. And remember, microbiology is going to be awesome. So I believe that these tips are definitely going to help for people who are watching, who are thinking, I'm looking for a job in microbiology. Then look around all these things and start applying. If you want to have a job notification of being a microbiologist, then definitely look for Biotechnica's website, where you'll get all the job opportunities available in one site. So I believe that this video is helpful for all of you. Thank you so much for joining, and I'm going to meet you back again with another video. Thank you, all of you.